Hi guys, and welcome to my final review of the year. Yes, WWE TLC, tables, ladders and chairs. Yes, so last night we had the final pay-per-view of 2020 TLC, and just as TLC usually is, it's a high-packed, crazy show with some crazy match stipulations, and last night was no exception. It was a really good show, probably one of the best TLCs in recent memory. I think nearly every match on the card was really good. So yeah, I've got a lot to say, including the main event, which I'll get to. Oh my goodness! But yeah, let's get started. So very quickly on the pre-show, we had an 8-man tag team match with Big E, Daniel Bryan, Chad Gable, Otis. The face team, Corbin, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Shinsuke. I didn't watch it. I saw glimpses of it because I was making a cup of tea when the match was on, so I didn't watch. I didn't see any of it. But I saw the ending where they won. Big E, well, the face team won. Face team won. Yeah, Big E, Daniel Bryan, Chad Gable, and it was just won. It was an 8.5-minute match. That's yeah. Half those people shouldn't even be on the pre-show, if I'm being honest, including but whatever. Yeah, whatever. I'm assuming we're going to get Big E and Sami Zayn for the IC belt on SmackDown, so we'll see. Yeah. Then on to the main card, yes, which I think kicked off amazingly well. So yes, we had a singles match, we had a single TLC match for the WWE Championship. Yes, we had Drew McIntyre, the big Scottish bastard, defending his belt up against AJ Styles and Omos. And yeah, I think this maybe was match of the night. Either this or the Kevin Owens match with KO. I mean, Kevin Owens match with Roman, but I'll get to that. This was great. I mean, this was the very first time AJ Styles and Drew McIntyre faced each other in the ring, and it was great. Such a great clash of styles. AJ's quick technical offense versus Drew's just big powerhouse moveset, and it was great. Drew dominated the early stages of the match. AJ just couldn't get any offense in. Drew was just hitting like belly to belly suplexes. He was just throwing AJ around the ring, and all Omos could do was watch. But then AJ started to get back into the match. He started to target Drew's leg. I think it was Drew's left leg or right leg. He started to really target Drew's knee, like hitting him with chair shots. Like he was hitting these really cool technical submissions. Like he had Drew's leg like a sharpshooter, but in like these chairs or in like these ladders, and Drew was like powering through the pain. But it just shows to show what a veteran AJ is. I knew this would be a great match. AJ still probably is one of the best wrestlers in the world, probably top 10, and Drew's had one of the best years in WWE. In the closing moments, as Drew was climbing the ladder, looked like he was going to win it. Then Miz and Morrison came out. I was like, oh no! And Miz and Morrison, and they stopped Drew from winning. And then the Miz performed a powerbomb on Drew through a table. And John Morrison handed the ref the Miz's Money in the Bank contract. And yeah, made the match a triple threat. This is Miz cashing in. I was like, oh no, Miz is going to cash in. Oh no, because I really didn't want Miz to win. Ugh. And yeah, Miz cashed in. So then it was a triple threat match. And then Miz is climbing the ladder. He looks like he's about to win it. I was like, no! But then Omos to the rescue. He grabs Miz and just picks him up like that, throws him out the ring, and boom, he goes through a table outside the ring. I was like, yes, Omos is man of the match. Thank you, Omos. So yeah, and then to the match, but then it was just AJ and Drew back in the ring. But then, funny as Omos was looking down at Miz, John Morrison whacks Omos in the back with a steel chair. The steel chair breaks, and Omos is just like the Terminator, just looking at him. No, you didn't, boy. So he just chases Drew McIntyre back up the ramp. Drew McIntyre and John Morrison back up the ramp. They disappear, and then it bends back to the three in the ring. Miz, McIntyre, Miz, and AJ are all climbing up the ladders, trying to get it. It was so tense. Like, oh my god, who's gonna get it? At one point, it looked AJ was gonna get it. Miz was like trying to grab it, and McIntyre was like, oh god, it was so close. But then no, Drew hit a headbutt on AJ. AJ fell off. But then he went back down. He hit a claymore on Miz. Get in. Drew climbed the ladder and boom, pulled it down. Yes. Drew McIntyre retains, thank God. If Miz had cashed in and won, I would have been so because I just don't think Miz should have won it, to be honest. Not yet. Certainly not of Drew. Because Drew's had such a run, he deserved to end the year as WWE champion. Given the year Drew McIntyre's had. But it was a great match, really, really good match. It was how long was the match? It was 27 minutes. It was the longest match of the night. It was really good, though. I loved the finish. Omos looks great, man. I love Omos. He's basically just AJ's 8-foot Terminator, isn't he? And I hope they're going to do some more stuff with him in January and February. Yeah, AJ looked good. Miz obviously, it was an unsuccessful cash-in for Miz, which we've had quite a lot of unsuccessful cash-ins the last few years, haven't we, apart from Brock. Yeah, but Drew McIntyre retains. It was great. And yeah, I think it was the right decision, but it was a really good match, and I really enjoyed it, definitely, yeah. And who's next for Drew McIntyre? We will see it at the Royal Rumble, yes. But I've got a feeling Drew's now probably going to maybe hold it to WrestleMania, maybe face Brock. Oh no. Maybe Keith Lee too, because that's a rumored match, isn't it? A triple threat, yeah. Then on to the next match. Yes, we had a singles match for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. Yes, we had Sasha Banks defending her belts up against Carmella with Reginald Thomas. Who the fuck's Reginald Thomas? It was a very solid 12-minute match. Carmella, she won me over here a little bit because I've never been a massive fan of Carmella in ring work. I just find her quite irritating, to be honest, but that's mainly her character work. But she just doesn't really do much for me, Carmella, so I knew Sasha was going to retain, but it was a good match. Carmella did get a lot of offense in, a lot of help from Reginald, her assistant. She helped, he pulled Sasha out at one point when Sasha hit a bank statement. Close bit with Carmella, she hit 2 super kicks on Sasha for the near fall, but then in the climax, Sasha, she hit a bank statement on Carmella, and yeah, Carmella tapped out. It was a solid match. Sasha definitely had to win here because this was her first pay-per-view defense as SmackDown Women's Champion, so she definitely had to retain. But Carmella as her first opponent, as her first proper feud, was good. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with Sasha for the new year. Yeah, and Carmella, maybe there'll be a rematch at the Rumble. We do not know, but yeah, it was definitely a very solid match. Yeah. And then we got a tag team match for the WWE Raw Tag Team Championships. Yes, we had the New Day defending their belts up against the Hurt Business. Yeah, and it was the shortest match on the main card, only 10 minutes, but it was a very solid match, I've got to say. I mean, very back and forth. It was just non-stop action. I mean, these two teams, they gelled together very well. They've had a lot of interactions and matches on Raw the last few weeks, and you can tell they worked together really well. They rehearsed a lot of the spots. It was great back and forth action. It was just non-stop. 1 minute the New Day had something, there was hot tags, fast moves. It was great. These two teams are really good together. This could be like a new Day and Usos rivalry, back from 2017, or was it 2016? I don't know, but yeah, it could be that good. It was a really good match for only 10 minutes. But in the closing minutes, when Shelton Benjamin wanted to hit his finisher, he was about to hit his finisher on Kofi, but Cedric tags in, and then Cedric hits the lumbar check on Kofi, and they win. They win clean. No interference, no cheating, nothing. They win clean because Xavier Woods was outside the ring, and yeah, the Hurt Business are the new Raw Tag Team Champions, and I've got no problem with this. I'm a big fan of the Hurt Business and what they're all about. I've been they've done so well this year. Look at the Hurt Business, then look at Retribution. My God, it's heads and shoulders. But yeah, they've done so great this year. Bobby Lashley's been US champion for quite a while now, and now there's more belts. Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin are the Raw Tag Team Champions. Yeah, so MVP have now got I've got 2 belts on Raw. So yeah, MVP. The Hurt Business now have 2 belts, so 3 belts if you count 2 tag team belts. So yeah, and after the match, Bobby Lashley came out and they celebrated like, yeah, Hurt Business. So yeah, I'm happy with this. The Hurt Business deserve this push. They've been great this year. The New Day, they didn't lose anything, do they? This was their 10th tag team title run, so they didn't lose anything by putting over the Hurt Business. I think that's what the New Day are doing now. They're kind of like the veteran tag team, putting over the new talent. That's what they did at Survivor Series, putting over the Street Profits. That's what they've done here, putting over the Hurt Business, because the New Day have had their time now, 10-time tag team champions. So yeah, good match, very good match, and go Hurt Business. And then on to another tag team match. Yes, we had for the women's tag team belts. Yes, we had Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defending the women's tag team belts up against Asuka and a mystery opponent because Lana got injured, so she couldn't be a part of the match. And who came out for Asuka? Yes, Charlotte Flair. I thought it was obvious because there were loads of rumours saying Charlotte was going to be making a return here, and yeah, she did. Yeah, it is great to see Charlotte back. She's been gone for quite a while, but apparently she's been off because she had implant surgery. Because she did look a bit different, but anyway, yeah. And the minute Charlotte came out, we all knew Asuka and Charlotte were going to win. There's no way they're going to have Charlotte lose in her return match. And yeah, the match gets started. It was fine. Charlotte made a lot of hot tags throughout the match. There were a lot of beatdowns on Asuka with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, but it was great to see Charlotte back. Despite the fact everyone says she's over pushed, she's Ric Flair's daughter, she's just so pushed down off ropes all the time. But it is good to see her back because I have missed her. She is one of the best women's wrestlers in the company, Charlotte, without a doubt. But in the end of the match, yeah, Charlotte she hit Shayna Baszler in a figure eight, but it was broken up by Nia Jax, but then Baszler tried to hit in the Kirifuda clutch on Charlotte, who escaped, and then as a counter, she hit the natural selection on Shayna Baszler to win. So Shayna Baszler took the pin, which I'm not a big fan of. I think Nia Jax should have taken the pin here. Right, Shayna Baszler, but I've kind of given up on them pushing Shayna Baszler. I think the minute they had her lose to Becky at WrestleMania, that said it all. So anyway, Charlotte and Asuka win the belts. Yes, now Charlotte and Asuka are now the new women's tag team champions. So yes, the second time for Asuka because she held the belts with Kairi Sane, didn't she, early last year? And obviously first time for Charlotte. Yeah, and as a result now, Charlotte becomes WWE's fifth women's Triple Crown champion and fourth women's Grand Slam champion, whatever that means. But yeah, and they both held the belts at the end, and it's cool. But I do definitely see where this is going. They're going to be tag team champions for a little bit, but don't forget, Asuka is the Raw Women's Champion. So Asuka 2 belts finally. But so I do think they're going to eventually butt heads and maybe lose the belts, and then we're going to get a feud with Charlotte and Asuka for the Raw Women's belt. It's very obvious, probably. Maybe they're going to say that to WrestleMania, so they're going to have a WrestleMania 34 rematch between Charlotte and Asuka at WrestleMania 37 for the Raw Women's Championship. I'll be down for that as long as Asuka wins, because I don't want to see Charlotte beat Asuka again. But yeah, it was a good match. Yeah. Then on to the next match. Yes, the penultimate match before the main event. Yes, we had another TLC match for the Universal Championship. Yes, we had Roman Reigns defending his belt with Paul Heyman going up against Kevin Owens. And yes, this was really good. This is probably, like I said, one of the best matches of the night. The two TLC matches were amazing. This and Drew McIntyre and AJ were great. So yeah, this was a great match. So Roman comes out first. So I was like, what's that about? But Roman comes out first. He's just trying out them. But then Kevin Owens comes out and just attacks Roman from behind. Go on, KO, because Roman and Jey Uso have been beating up poor Kevin Owens on SmackDown for weeks. So Kevin Owens gets involved and he beats up Roman for a little bit, and then Jey Uso tries to get involved, but Kevin Owens hits a super kick on Jey, like, get out, but then Roman comes back into the match thanks to Jey Uso's interference, and Jey Uso helped Roman a lot in this match. Like, Jey Uso really did. But anyway, but then the match gets going, and it started to be quite a bit of back and forth action between Roman and Kevin Owens. But Jey Uso then keeps coming back into the match and interfering whenever KO tries to get any upper hand, and then quite early on in the match, KO had the match won. He's climbing up the ladder. Roman's down. He's literally about to grab the belt, and Jey Uso just comes and attacks Kevin Owens and stops him. So my God, Roman nearly lost because if it wasn't for Jey Uso, Kevin Owens would have won. So yeah, I was like, fucking hell, that doesn't make Roman look very strong, does it? Like he nearly won the match. He nearly lost the match halfway through. Clean, but just boom. If it wasn't for Jey Uso, fucking hell. But anyway, yeah. But then no, Jey Uso stops, and it's basically a handicap match because Jey Uso keeps interfering whenever Roman tries to get the offense in. But then Roman Reigns starts to dominate a lot of the match. He puts Owens through a table with a choke slam, and then he puts Owens through another table with a Samoan drop. But KO just kept getting back up. He just wasn't giving up, and Roman Reigns was like, "What the hell have I got to do?" And then Roman's got up, but then out of nowhere, KO hit a pop-up powerbomb on Roman through a table, and then and then what's his name? As Roman's lying there, KO tried to climb the ladder again and had it won again, but then Jey Uso again stopped Roman from getting it. That's twice Kevin Owens had the match won. I couldn't believe that. I mean, wow. KO went down again. This is too. So then Roman hit a spear through KO through a table in the corner. It looked brutal. Then he went for another spear outside the ring, but Owens went through. Sorry, that was when Owens climbed the ladder and Jey stopped him from getting it after that. But Owens went through the barricade. But then Roman was able to knock KO off the ladder with a low blow, really cheeky low blow, and then a guillotine choke. And KO fell down, and with a lot of help, thanks to Jey Uso, Roman retains. He grabs the belt. Yeah, very good match. Very, very good match. KO showed a lot of heart, a lot of grit. You know, he had the match won twice if it wasn't for Jey Uso coming in and helping Roman. But it still was a brutal match. A lot of chair, ladder, and table spots. That's what a TLC match is all about. It was really good. But yeah, I do think they need to make Roman look a bit stronger in the Royal Rumble match, in his match at Royal Rumble, because they made it look a bit too like Roman's reliant on Jey Uso now. Like he needs Jey Uso to win. Because don't forget, Survivor Series, he probably would have lost to Drew McIntyre if it wasn't for Jey Uso. And then here, he would have lost to KO if it wasn't for Jey Uso. So they're not making Roman look very strong here. They're making it look like he needs Jey Uso to win a match. But whatever, it still was a really good match. Roman retains as he should, and he heads into the Royal Rumble as Universal Champion. And I think Roman's going to keep the belt till WrestleMania, where he may face Goldberg. Oh God, no. Then on to the main event. Oh my goodness, yes, we had Randy Orton going up against my boy, The Fiend, yes, Bray Wyatt, in a Firefly Inferno match. Fire. So this match was nuts. It was only 12 minutes, but it was 12 minutes of mayhem. So my God, the match, they come out, Randy and The Fiend comes out, and they just start to wrestle normally. I was like, where's the fire? But they start to wrestle for a little bit. Early on, Randy tried to hit the RKO several times, but he couldn't hit it. The Fiend then hit Sister Abigail on Randy. Then was just posing, like he's like you can't, because you can't beat The Fiend, you can't hurt him and all that. But then after he hit that, he went like that, and then all the fire comes around the. Oh my God! It was such an epic shot. The Fiend's just stood there like that, and all the fire comes out all around the ring and around the arena. It was so awesome. And then the Firefly Inferno match begun. So basically, the only way to win was to set their opponent on fire. The first person who sets the person on fire wins. But yeah, so. And the Fiend had his leather jacket on, so then I knew immediately, oh no, Randy's going to win, isn't he? Because leather catches fire really easily. Like, oh, Randy's going to win, isn't he? Oh no. But anyway, then there was a bit of back and forth action between the both with a pickaxe, an axe handle, a steel chain like Randy, a steel chain. There was a really cool spot with The Fiend got his old rocking chair out. He poured gasoline all over it like a trail. He put Randy in it, and he had a lighter, and he tried to light it, but then the Randy got out the way just in time. The Fiend was looking at him like that. Oh, it was really, really creepy. But no, he couldn't get Randy on fire. Then Randy went for another RKO, but no, The Fiend had countered into a mandible claw. Then The Fiend tried to push Randy against the fire, but Orton countered it, and he pushed The Fiend to the fire, and then The Fiend's leather jacket caught fire. And because of that, Randy won. Yeah, Randy wins the Firefly Inferno match because The Fiend caught fire first, but at least there wasn't a pinfall, though. At least The Fiend didn't get pinned. So I'm not even that bothered that The Fiend lost, because there was no pinfall, so The Fiend doesn't look that weak in defeat. Yeah, and so the Randy won because The Fiend caught fire. But then after the match, The Fiend runs back in the ring, still on fire. He tries to hit the claw on Randy while he's on fire. I was like, what the fuck? But then Randy counters. He hits The Fiend with an RKO, and then The Fiend's just lying there dead. And then the Randy pours gasoline all over The Fiend. I was like, oh my God. And then he gets a match, and he burns The Fiend. Oh my God, The Fiend's just lying there, and it just catches fire. And Randy's just like that, looking at The Fiend going, what have I done? Oh my God. I mean, it was obviously a mannequin. They obviously replaced Bray with them. They're not going to light Bray on fire, are they? But you could tell it was obviously just a mannequin in the ring, dressed as the Fiend. But they obviously switched it with Bray when Randy was getting the gasoline. But it was still a really cool shot. And then Randy's outside the ring. He does that outside the ring while the Fiend's just burning in the ring. It was a really cool shot, I will admit. Wow, what a moment. I mean, what a moment. And what a way to end 2020 for WWE on pay-per-views. The Fiend getting burnt to a crisp. Wow. And yeah, I'm not devastated. I'm not going to cry because the Fiend lost like a Super Showdown, because I think this was really good match, full of spectacle, full of drama, like all the intrigue with the matches. And I do think this definitely isn't the end of the feud. No way. I do think the Fiend will come back, because in kayfabe, the Fiend is unkillable. You can't beat the Fiend apart from a crap jackhammer. The Fiend is unkillable, unbeatable in kayfabe. So Randy's probably going to be like on Raw, acting all coy, like I've done it, I burnt the Fiend down, I'm the legend killer and all that. But I think Alexa Bliss and the puppets are going to be like teasing something, saying, "You think he's gone, Randy?" So, and maybe, but there's definitely going to be a rematch, I think, at the Royal Rumble, and where the Fiend will definitely get his revenge, because there's no way that's the end of the Fiend. He's going to be back somewhere. He may be off TV for a few weeks, but he'll definitely be back to get revenge on Randy. I'm calling it. So yeah, Randy won the battle, but he's not going to win the war, I don't think. I think the Fiend's going to be back, definitely, to get his revenge. So that was TLC. What a really good show. Really good show. I think I liked pretty much every single match. There wasn't a dud on the entire match, on the entire card. And it was a great way to end 2020 for WWE. Really good show. Probably one of the best shows that they've had this year. I honestly think this was a really good show. The Firefly Inferno match was crazy. Both TLC matches were insane. Sasha and Carmella was very solid. The both tag team belts, men's and women's, changing hands, really good. And it sets up quite a few intriguing storylines heading into next year. Yeah. So what were your thoughts on TLC, guys? Comment below, let me know. And of course, thank you all, guys. This will be my final video of 2020. Thank you all so much for watching this year, and people who've been watching my channel. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to Callum, of course, who joined me frequently throughout this video. Another year of Callum on my channel. Thank you so much, Callum. Thank you to Laura, who made her debut on the channel this year. She's been great, and she'll be back next year. Thank you to James, who joined me in my football videos. And thank you to all my regular viewers, whoever you are. Thank you all so much. I know there's a few of you. Thank you all to whoever watched my videos this year. It's been a crazy year, hasn't it? What a year it's been. Full of highs and lots of lows. Here's hoping 2021 can usher in back us all, the whole planet, back to normality. Fingers crossed. But yeah. So thank you all for watching, guys. I will be back in January, without a doubt. Probably with my mid-season football review, for the Premier League, with James and Callum, and maybe someone else. And I'll definitely be back with Laura and Callum for the Royal Rumble, for our Royal Rumble predictions, probably in mid-January. Yeah. So yeah, guys, thank you all for watching this year. It's been great. Thank you all so much. I really enjoyed doing it this year, and I can't wait to get going again in January. So I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and I'll see you all in January, in the new year for 2021. So until then, guys, stay safe and see ya.